Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Pastor Shay, aka Chaplain G, coming back at y'all with another word of encouragement for today. So, y'all, I hope y'all doing well this morning. I am reading through the Psalms, man. I feel like here recently I needed a little extra encouragement, man. There's so much going on in the world. There's so much happening in our country. All this stuff is happening right up under the nose of everyday people, and it's like folks aren't really paying attention, man. Like if it's not directly in their path going to work, or if it's not told to them by some kind of news media, or I don't know, dude, if it's not like affecting their family in some kind of direct way, man, people are completely oblivious to a lot of the stuff that's going on nationally, within the military, all kind of other stuff, right? And I was having a conversation with one of our commanding officers here at the base, and I was just explaining to him the situation, explaining to him things I saw in the regulations, things that were coming out that just didn't jive, and he was like, "Man, you have to go encourage our folks. Like there's so much going on that I'm worried about them. I share your worry." Because I was telling him how worried I was about our folks. He was like, "Yeah, I can see it, and I need you to step up to encourage them." And so, been putting myself in a lot of different conversations, man. But putting myself in conversations where there's like a national wide movement of people that are concerned about religious liberty. And one of the questions that I've been getting every now and then is people asking me like, why is like religious liberty, like why is this like your main thing that you always say, like you're always talking about this? And my response is, man, this is what our country was founded on. The whole reason why we have an American nation, the whole reason why people can have their freedoms right now to just kind of just piss on everything else is because of religious liberty. It's because of people coming to this country, establishing themselves in this land, and setting up shop for religious liberty. It was the main primary reason. And so, right there in the Constitution, right there in our sworn oaths and everything else that we have in the military, is religious liberty. It's at the foundation and heart of who we are as a country. And as we move further away from it, as we move further away from people honoring and fearing God, you can see that it's starting to crumble. It's the foundation of who we are, and when you take away something's foundation, man, the whole house is going to fall. So, for my saints that are going through this process, that are in all kind of different services, man, whether you're here at the base I'm at, whether you're in a different service, Marines, Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Space Force, wherever you find yourself, man, and God has put it on you to follow Him and not the world, man. Stay strong. That's my word of encouragement for you for today. And I want to read to you this psalm that I found this morning. It's a psalm that I think Jesus had on His mind in the last moments of His life. Like if you look at a lot of His last sayings, a decent amount of them come from the Psalms. And so he was just kind of calling to mind different scriptures that gave him encouragement. And so it's the reason why I want to do a daily word of encouragement, man, because the more you put it out there, the more people gravitate toward things that can help them in their time of need. And so as I'm telling you to stay strong, I'm reading Psalm 31. I'm going to pick it up in verse 23. Check this out. Verse 23 says, "Love the Lord, all you His saints. The Lord preserves the faithful, but abundantly repays the one who acts in pride. Be strong, and let your heart take courage, all you who wait for the Lord." Love the Lord, all you His saints. Like, cling to your faith. Don't worry about what happens in this life, man. As God is watching what's happening, Man, he's looking after his faithful. Cling to your faith. Cling to God. Says he preserves the faithful, but he abundantly repays the one who acts in pride. Pride is this thing, man, where it's essentially self-worship. And God said in his very first commandment, I will not tolerate you having false gods before me. I am God. I am the Lord your God. You will not have any other gods before me. And as you look at the biblical history of what God did to the nations that worshiped other gods, it wasn't pretty. He destroyed them, yo. In one way or another, God does not tolerate idol worship and pride. When you can't admit that you've made a wrong choice because you're afraid of getting egg on your face, when you won't abide by the oaths that you've taken because you just want to kind of hide behind somebody is giving me orders. When you hear people suffering and you say, well, maybe this just isn't a place for you. And that's pride. That's not the good kind of pride where you take pride in your work and you know what I mean? Like you did a good job and so you're proud of yourself. This is the kind of pride that's like, I'm going to preserve myself. What happens with you is not my concern. That kind of pride, God will not tolerate. And he says he will abundantly repay those who act in pride. This is not a positive thing. This is the negative of all negatives. This is an eternal repayment. So the encouragement is, be strong. Let your heart take courage. All of you who are waiting on the Lord. And so this word wait, I got pretty early on in this process, man. And as time is going on, you're starting to see it come to fruition. Wait for the Lord. Wait on him. Be strong. Be courageous. And wait. God is going to do miraculous things, man. God will not be mocked. And for all those that are trying to set themselves up like that God's that God is not real or that God is not paying attention, God will not be mocked, man. And for all those who are keeping faith, that are doing what they feel like God is calling them to do, that you're checking in with God regularly, that you're crying out for his presence, that you're crying out for his knowledge and wisdom and insight, wait for him. He's listening. And he is active. And he'll preserve the faithful. So that's my word of encouragement for you, man. Be strong. Keep the faith. And trust in the Lord. So I hope that's a word of encouragement for y'all today. It's a word of encouragement for me, man. I need to go back and listen to this and listen to myself talk a couple times. Because these weeks, man, these months and these days and these hours, man, they're dragging on. And like I said, for people that are not in it, they're completely ignoring it, and they don't understand like the toll that it's taking on the soul. So anyway, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz, man. It's free to y'all, but it means a lot over here because we're trying to get this thing going, man. Of all the things that are blowing up on these social media platforms, something like this, the word of the Lord, should be blowing up. And so if you have opportunity, if you know people that will enjoy it, if you know people that will spread it, man, share it with them, man, because we're trying to go preach to the mountaintops. And I love you all. Until next time, grace and peace.